Hi, Larry Bauer, WBCL News, sitting with Lori Lobziger. And Lori, tell us your title with the World Choir Games, because you the person.
Well, thank you, Larry. I'm Director of North American Markets for Interculture, who is the owner and International Organizing Committee of the World Choir Games.
And you have a connection to Fort Wayne. Tell me about that.
Yes, I was formerly the Executive Director at the Embassy Theater. Yeah.
And how do you think, looking back on Fort Wayne, did you enjoy your time here?
Sure I did, and I miss the volunteers at the Embassy a great deal. They were incredible people, incredible passion, and I don't know, just somebody really special that I met and spent a lot of time with.
And now you've moved on to even bigger and better things. I know you were in Beijing, China last year, and we have a choir from Fort Wayne that now the whole world's proud of.
You bet they are, and I have to tell you that Voices of Unity, I wish everybody who lived in Fort Wayne could have been there to watch them, because they took the games by storm. People were so impressed with their discipline, their focus, incredibly good manners, and their acceptance of all cultures and their interaction. I myself was in awe, even though I was familiar with the choir before and knew the program. I watched them in awe myself, and they were just stellar ambassadors for the United States.
And I've had an opportunity to talk to some of the kids and to Marshall White, their director, and they have some real tales to tell, and really the world was at their feet. Those other choirs loved them. Well,
they did. The choirs loved them. The Asians were very engrossed in their performance, because there's such a desire in the Asian music community to really understand gospel music, because, you know, we own it in America, and they love it, and to study every move the choir made, to listen to every note they sang, and to just want to be with Marshall and the group was just a huge desire on the part of the Asian community.
And now they're coming to the U.S. to defend their gold that they won in a couple of categories, and right in Cincinnati. That's quite a feather in the hat for the whole country, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a lot of work on the part of Cincinnati to win the games. It's the first time the games have been in the United States. We've always been in Asian and European countries. We were founded in Europe. Cincinnati bid against about a dozen other cities in the United States to win this bid. And really, we were selected in Cincinnati because of the massive amount of beautiful venues that we have right in the downtown area that have outstanding acoustics. We certainly have enough hotel rooms in the greater Cincinnati area to house 20,000 singers. And you know, the landscape of Cincinnati is very easy to get around with. You know, you're very familiar with Cincinnati. And so, you know, we were fortunate to win these games. And the community has really worked hard, a lot of committees, a lot of volunteers to pull this together, because there are so many aspects. I was on the phone this morning on my way here talking about the fact that we have 163 translators right now that are in training just to help with the languages.
Tell me a little bit about how the games is run. I know it's over like a 14-day period at, as you said, a variety of venues. So what's going to happen? What can visitors expect that come to Cincinnati this summer?
Well, the games are established very much like the Olympic model. We have grand opening ceremonies, which will feature the Cincinnati Pops and May Festival Chorus and some headliners yet to be announced. All the choirs that are participating will be there, and part of that you'll see all the flags of the countries entering in. So very much like what you've witnessed on television. During the week, the competitions run in 2 separate weeks. So you'll have maybe 12 categories in the first week, and those competitions will run from 10 o'clock in the morning, and in some cases till 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And then at the end of that first week, we'll have the Champions Concert, so you can see all of the champions. And then there's the award ceremonies. And of course, Voices of Unity, they can tell you about the award ceremonies, going up, having the medal, having the national anthem played, very much like what we experienced in the Olympics. The second week will be a repeat of the first, with all the competitions, with gospel, spirituals, show choir in the second week. A lot of our American genres will be honored in that second week of competition. And then we'll have grand closing ceremonies, again, like the Olympics, where we'll see a massed choir performing music of the world, which those people who really love choral music and enjoy it and understand it will find that a thrilling experience to see 300-400 voices all together in medleys of world music.
Yeah, Marshall had told me the opening and closing ceremony is not to be missed. Really spectacular, and as you said, it really rivals the Olympic ceremonies that everybody's seen on television.
It really does, yes, and we'll be using so many venues that I think that the cultural interactive experience in Cincinnati will be far beyond what we had in China, because we had a lot of traveling by vehicles in China. In our grid, we're in about a 10 block grid. The choirs will be interacting with one another. They'll be walking back and forth between the venues and their rehearsals and their sound checks. So I think we're going to see a lot of spontaneous singing and dancing right out in the streets, and that in itself is the experience that you want to capture.
Well, how would you capture in a few words the excitement of this? Why should someone in the Fort Wayne area and our listening area want to come down to the World Choir Games?
Well, because first of all, Voices of Unity is going to knock them dead. We all know that's going to happen. And secondly, this is an experience, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and for families especially, this is a chance for your children to see the world and not have to travel it. And so many choirs are coming from America for that very, very reason. We can't go on tour, we can't get the kids everywhere, but we know that we're going to see 63 different countries represented in Cincinnati in a peaceful celebration of joy and song and friendship.
Well said. Thanks, Lori. Good to see you again.
It's good to see you, Larry.
Yes, back in Fort Wayne, and hope to see you at the World Choir Games. I'm going to be there. Hope you will be too. Larry Bauer for WBCL Radio.